let's go into the 6 pieces of the science of gratitude. So first of all, gratitude rewires your brain for better performance. So there's this thing that we have, it's called the RAS system. Anybody know what the RAS system is? Yeah. What is it? What is it? You said yes.
Oh, like if you notice a tundra, then you're going to see tundras everywhere because you activated your RAS.
Yeah, so Mariah said when you activate your RAS, so for instance, when you buy a car, you never saw the cars on the road, but after you buy that car, it's like you see them everywhere. It's because your subconscious is now serving them up to you because they are familiar. So gratitude activates your RAS system. So when you practice gratitude daily, you train your brain's RAS to look for what's working instead of what's wrong. So people that operate from a place of gratitude, they tend to see better things in the world. You can't change the world, but you can change you and the way you view the world, which then changes the world. Isn't that interesting? So the RAS is the filter that decides what information gets your attention. So you start noticing opportunity instead of threat. You regulate stress instead of reacting to it. And you stay more consistent because your brain isn't scanning for danger. So if this is why grateful agents prospect better, follow up better, and handle rejection better. And this last one, I think, is the key, because if you're living in gratitude and you're just thankful for your place and your position and the role you get to play in real estate, people can tell you no, and it's not a big deal. You're not tied to the outcome. Who has an example of living in gratitude and then opportunity showing up? Kara? Weird. I feel like you raised your hand.
So I can. Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I would say I start every day with savers, which is affirmations and positive reinforcement. And literally I can say, where's the buyer? I need one. Or I don't actually say I need one. I said, the universe is going to give me a buyer, and then one will call. So now that I did that, this afternoon I'll get a call. So I'll let you guys know.
Love it. What was yours, Rebecca?
It was, honestly, it was just two weeks ago. I was sitting there going, gosh, I haven't been on an appointment in a while. Okay, I'm going to get going. And I was grateful to have the systems that, were nudging me to do things. And so I was just like, this is awesome. It's going to be fine. And then literally, I'm not shooting you guys, a friend texted me and said, hey, I want you to talk to my mom. They want to buy a house. And I said, okay, well, give me your number, call her. We're pending. Like, seriously, like just being grateful for the things that were in front of me, even though I didn't have the business at the moment I wanted.
Love it. That's awesome. Everybody do that right now. Everybody. Gratitude shuts down the body's stress response. So your parasympathetic nervous system, when you're thankful, you trigger it, and it causes your body to calm and connect. So it actually calms your state down so you don't live in anxiety. So this drops cortisol. Cortisol is also like when you're in fight or flight, unless you have hormone depletion, most people have a lot of cortisol pumping through their body, and that causes all kinds of health issues, autoimmune health issues actually. Heart rate, so elevated heart rate causes a lot of health issues. It causes degraded sleep, muscle tension, fight or flight thinking. So this is where your lizard brain and your mammal brain are in control, and you're not using your prefrontal cortex. So in real estate terms, keep your emotions between the lines, the bold law, and you enter conversations calm instead of frantic. So when you can enter especially really stressful conversations in a calm state, that emits confidence, and confidence equals competence. So people are going to trust you and listen to you when you, especially under a high stress conversation. There it is. All right. Gratitude boosts dopamine and serotonin. So dopamine is It used to be thought of as the reward neurotransmitter. So like it would come after you would do something that was exciting. But what they actually found is that dopamine, it actually is a sense of progress and momentum. It actually causes people to be motivated. So when you have a dopamine drop, it causes you to want to take action and move forward. Serotonin is what stabilizes your mood and builds emotional resilience. So daily gratitude changes your baseline mood and motivation over time. It is why gratitude equals consistency and consistency equals production. So if I were to go through this room and interview every single top agent, I would bet that we would find these two things that lead to that with every single one of them. Gratitude builds the social brain. So it activates your prefrontal cortex. This is your human brain. This part of your brain is where empathy, strategic thinking, problem solving, decision making all come from. And if you practice gratitude, you show up with stronger EQ. It leads to better client relationships, smoother negotiations, and more referrals. So has anybody in here ever heard me or Chase talk about the story model? What's the pause moment that we talk about? Yeah, so it's the story busting model. And why, when you pause and you do that, what is actually happening? Yeah, so Mariah said rewiring your neural pathways. What's actually happening is when you have a reaction to something, and then in between the reaction and forming a judgment, there's a lot of emotion. When you're overridden with emotion, you're not using your prefrontal cortex. So that pause moment, when you pause and you start asking questions, what does that do? It pulls you into your prefrontal cortex. So it pulls you from an emotional state to a logical state, and asking those questions. Obviously, there's benefits to those answers, but it's almost like the science of asking the question is more powerful than the answer that you get because it's pulling you into the logical brain. Gratitude interrupts negative thought loops. So this is right back to what we were just talking about with the story model. Overthinking, comparison, scarcity, stress spirals, emotional reactivity. This is what gratitude pulls you out of. So if you go back to that story model, something happens, then you have a reaction, then you form a judgment, then you tell a story, then you gather evidence, then you predict your future. The challenge is if we don't live in gratitude and we become reactive to everything that happens in our life, then we get in this kind of negative thought loop of negative emotion, negative reaction, negative judgment, negative story, pulling evidence, and all you're going to do is predict a negative future. And so this brings you into positivity. Who has an example of using or a time where a thought loop took them the wrong direction?
I'm dealing with it right now. With the
Okay.
client.
Okay, walk me through that.
She's got
It's their
her
fault.
fridge just went out in her house,
Okay.
and of course I jumped in and said, let's see if we can get the builder to help for right now. And so they're in the process of trying to get her a fridge and get it worked out. And now she's like spiraling, and why did she buy the house? And she's a pessimist and
Okay.
just very, very negative. And no matter what's been happening that's positive in this particular situation, it's all poo-poo.
Okay, so client had an issue with a fridge, builder's getting involved, but now she's like, why did I buy this house? She's going down this whole path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give me an example of something she's saying that's like the negative side of things.
The cycle that I'm seeing is anytime anything happens, why is this happening? I knew this was going to happen. Nothing good ever happens, and I
Okay.
shouldn't be surprised that this
Okay.
happened.
So what you could do is passively, when she's like, nothing good ever happens, be like, oh, okay. Like, let me ask you, like, do you think it's really true that nothing good ever happens? Let's just assume like you can go through this. Maybe you can't, maybe you're not close with them or whatever, but
I totally
okay.
yeah.
So obviously you can't say this to like someone you don't have rapport with, but if you have rapport with them, is it true that nothing good ever happens? And she says, she may even say, yeah, it's definitely true.
She might say, well, I mean, maybe.
Okay. Okay, but is it 100% true?
Yeah.
And she's going to say,
Well, no.
okay, well, what else could be true? Right? All you did is cause them to have a different perspective. Now she's going to go internal and think about it. See, what do you think she might say? What else could be true? If not everything is bad, what else could be true?
Well, I mean, there's some things that are good. Like we bought a house.
Okay, great. So if that were the case, if this is what we were focusing on, if that were the case, how would you feel right now? If you just said the good thing,
Okay.
whatever that good thing was, if that were true, how would you feel right now?
If there were some things that were good, I'd
Yeah.
feel better.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like that right now, and I can't heat or cool down my meat that I paid $40 for.
Right. Okay. Well, another loop. So here's the point. Like, and honestly, like I could sit down with all of you guys that are having a limiting belief or a challenge, and we could go through that. And guaranteed, I could uncover, maybe not in that particular situation, natural.
But I'd love to know how to kind of start to push some of this energy out,
Yeah.
into this.
Here's the way you do it for yourself, right? Because we get into these issues where something happens that we have a negative reaction to. What we do for ourselves is stop, breathe, pause, and be like, all right, is that true? Is it 100% true? What else could be true? How would I show up differently if that were true, the other thing? And how is the other thing benefiting me? And how would it benefit me if I showed up the other way? Like if you go through those, you can change your state. And by changing your state, you can then decide on a different truth. The reality is like in these types of negative thought loops, you can have two different people have the same circumstance with two completely different experiences, all based on how they chose to think about the circumstance. The circumstance is the same. It's the beach ball, right? Like that lady, the circumstance is her fridge went out. Like one person could be like, at least I have a fridge to go out. You know what I mean? Like, what if I didn't have a fridge at all? And at least I have someone that's helping me work through it and get me to a solution.
Yes.
Versus the lady that's like, this always happens to me. This is the worst. Like that lady is going to invite that into her life over and over and over again. All right. Gratitude increases resilience and grit. So I'll go fast through this one. Basically, UCLA, Harvard, and UPenn research all shows that people that practice gratitude recover from setbacks faster. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary people is extraordinary people just get over failure faster. That's it. They get knocked down and they get back up faster than other people. That's the only difference. The bounce back. And gratitude helps build that. So Gary Keller, if you guys didn't go to Mega Camp, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, he did this whole thing on the difference between happy culture and hustle culture. He's like, the hustle culture is literally the path to burnout. It's the path to like get out of this business as fast as possible. Yet everything you see on social media is all about hustle, 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 hustle. You're not good enough unless you hustle. You're not good enough unless you hustle. This is the path to burnout. You can actually get significantly more results by having joy and gratitude, and then you can bounce back from all of these negative things happening in your life. So now, given that it's Thanksgiving week, what are your guys' thoughts or ahas on gratitude? I only have one mic, so who's up?
I think at the end of your day, writing down the 3 things you're grateful for helps you sleep better and do all the things that you were talking about earlier, and just, there we go. Makes everything it wraps up your day with a pretty little bow. So say 3 gratefuls at the end of the day. Okay?
Hey, real quick, let me say something else. For those of you that don't use it and haven't made a habit out of it, Have you guys seen our advancement journals? They literally have 3 gratefuls that you can write down every single day in that journal. So all you have to do is open it up and follow the outline. That's it.
Yeah, and your
Simple.
401 and 135s.
It's got it all. Yeah. So what are some other takeaways or ahas or even just comment you want to have around gratitude? Or do you want to show gratitude right now? You gonna make me stand up here?
Not a gratitude, but an aha.
Oh. Yes, I do. Double mic'd. This was very interesting. Thank you for sharing it, because I heard something you said, like when you're grateful, you talk to people differently, and it comes through. And I think, like, because I've had that client too, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm choosing to not live like that or talk like that or think like that. So I think you're setting an example, and people will feed off of you, which is true. This is a little bit about gratitude. And I know that Bill has told me this very many times. Like, if I'm mad or upset or crabby, the whole household feels it. And so he said, you don't understand how much power you have. And until I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh. So that's for your clients, that's for your family, that they'll feed off of your energy. So it's easy to give off good energy when you're grateful.
So you can make it a choice.
Yes.
Got it.
A takeaway that I had that I like to make sense is having gratitude pulls you out of setbacks faster and just keeps you in the right mindset. It's just a good reminder not to, I guess, burn out and hustle all the time and stay grateful. So,
Yeah, just to be clear, we still want you to hustle.
well, yes.
Just to be clear.
No, definitely
Yes.
So yesterday I had like a terrible day. I was just in a poo-poo mood, didn't get out of bed, just feeling like crap. And then this morning I woke up like full of energy and like ready to start the week and really excited. So when this obstacle came up, I was like, damn, I sounded like that yesterday. So it allowed me to be a lot more patient and show grace and just keep reinforcing, we're doing this for you. We're going to work on this. We're going to get this fixed. And so if she had called me yesterday, I probably would have hung up on her. So, because that's the kind of mood I was in, I would have been like, well, that's terrible. Goodbye. But just reminding myself, like this morning I did my savers and it put me in that mindset to be prepared for the day. And that was the first thing that hit me this morning. And so, yeah, starting off with your morning gratefuls and all that stuff is good.
Love it. Cool. Mariah.
Thank you. An aha I had, like, obviously it's good to be grateful and have gratitude, but it was the story model, because I can be pretty reactional sometimes with things. So like just slowing down and asking yourself the questions, I feel like it helps. And then obviously with gratitude, like lowering cortisol and all of that. I feel like when you live like that, it's way easier in this business.
This could be a high cortisol business for sure if you let it be. Who else? Anybody on this side before I walk away? Oh, Matt, of course, you're going to make me.
Weave through the crowd.
I'm grateful to be able to walk.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever said this before because I've never expressed gratitude towards you guys, but I just honestly, like, all you guys are really freaking phenomenal. It's been a little over 6 months for me now, and if I was not on this team, I would 100% have quit the industry by now. Stress is on with Naomi being 35 weeks pregnant and me being needing to be providing. So having leadership that's like always so supportive and people on the team, like people like Brittany that are just always supportive and building people up and helping each other out. Like, you guys are honestly wonderful. Like, every single person on this team is top notch. So thank you, Brendan Chase, for filtering good people through to this team.
Thanks. Who felt their dopamine and serotonin go up as he was talking? Seriously. Like, all right. Anything else? Or is it time to eat?
Time to eat.
Well, actual gratitude.
Oh. Gratitude. All right. Who or what are you grateful for? Let's see. I'm going to go with Josie. I'm going to go with Violet. Actually, I'm going to go with you three because this is easy. Because I only have one mic.
I am grateful for our leadership team, like getting to sit in on our director meetings and leadership stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys realize how much they really care about each and every one of you. Like, I think that that is amazing to partner with them and be a part of that and get to pour into you guys and have them actually care. A lot of businesses and CEOs don't care the way that these guys do. So I appreciate it.
I was gonna say this during the last part, but I am grateful for the whole team, and I feel like when you're having an off day and you come in and you're surrounded by everyone who's in a better mood, and it's infectious. Everyone here is always happy to be here, I feel like, and when we all feed off of each other's energy, I feel like all of us are happier. And then I also want to say I'm grateful for my family and that they're all going to be here for Thanksgiving and I get to see everyone.
Okay, this is going to sound super original. I'm grateful for my family. My little brother wasn't supposed to come home for Thanksgiving. He's in Missouri, and he does get to come home for Thanksgiving, so I'm really excited about that. And then also, like what Violet said, like I love being able to, like, even on the days where I don't feel motivation, I feel really like fatigued and stuff, I come here and it like, you wouldn't even be able to tell, just because of the energy of everybody here just like recharges me every single day. And so I'm really grateful for everybody here.
Sweet. All right. Then now